Scotty Hamilton at the Honda. How you doing, Scott?
I'm good, man. How are you doing?
Okay, so Boo Weekly here. It says BodiTrak, but it's not Martin, it's Boo. And all your guys, they've got near perfect balance throughout their swing. I put a blue line there on the COP trace, and you never get out of 60-40 either way during the swing. And what's your thoughts here, Scott? How do you do this?
Well, basically what I look for my guys is when I look at the bottom number right here, what are we going to call that number?
That's the lead and trail side.
Yeah, when I look at the lead and trail side, can you put him back there to dress?
Yes, I can. Yeah. Right about here.
Yeah, see, I always have all my guys have just a smidge more load on the left side than the right, so he's 52-48 right there. I feel like if I do that, then he has weight or pressure to shift to the right. If he starts with, if he was the other way, he wouldn't have as much pressure to shift.
And he gets to the transition point.
Yeah.
But he never, on the right hand side, those numbers, these numbers never change.
Yeah, and that's the biggest thing that I figured out as I've done COP traces, that I used to think you kind of turned your pressure in your right heel and then send it to your left heel. And the more I've done this, I realized that it's more that you send the pressure in the middle of your right foot and then you shear it into the middle of the left foot. And that's what I'm trying to do. And the thing about it is, it kind of gave me a whole different understanding on what hip turn is. I used to think that you turned your hip, but the truth of it is whenever you press your right thigh into the ground, that loads your hips and actually makes them appear on video as they turn, but really it's just pressure down. So that gives you the hip rotation that you need by having down.
So this is his driver, and we did a better job capturing this on the velocity chart. And the cool face, it's a little bit of backup.
Yeah.
This guy's got the smoothest looking. He doesn't even look like he's trying. I mean, loads up pretty good on the lead side here, 59-41. But again, almost. Look at it. There's no deviation in the balance.
Yeah. Yeah, the biggest thing that I've learned by using COP traces is that the club wants to, if you get a neutral trace going or a linear trace, the club wants to chase that linear trace. So the straighter it is, the more neutral you are, and on TrackMan, the more zeroed out you'll be. You know, you've got to have obviously the other fundamentals working for yourself with a proper pivot and decent backswing plane and decent hand action. But, you know, I'm mostly working on tour guys, so I try to make all my guys have a super linear trace. And then they're really pretty zeroed out, and that way they can play on either side of the plane if they want to.
Zeroed out with regard to TrackMan data.
TrackMan information, yeah, zeroed out club path.
So the balance, so these guys, your guys almost always seem to be in perfect balance.
Yeah, I mean, it's the number one thing. Like, you know, with all the peak velocity and all the other business, I look at that, but really what I look at mostly when I use the BodiTrak is first thing I look is the COP trace. If it's out of whack, then I just watch the toe to heel pressure and see where they've got leaned one way too forward or back, and then I adjust that. If I have somebody that, every guy doesn't teach as a tour guy. If he's really out of balance, then I just put him on something that makes him unstable, like a foamy or a half round, and have them stand on it under the balls of their feet and get them where they can make golf swings and get the trace linear. But somebody that has like a big S in their COP trace, that what I'll do with them is if they're a right-handed golfer, I'll get them start hitting ball left hand only, and they'll make a perfect linear trace. And then I get them to pay attention to what their left foot does, because it has having a linear trace has so much to do with how you press the left foot equally into the ground.
That's amazing, Scott.
Yeah.
So, Boo Weekly, Scott Hamilton at the Honda section match.
Thanks, man.